wasn't able even to spend our anniversary. We spent it together, but we spent it at the hospital. So I was in the
Oh.
hospital again. So for
Uh-oh.
me, it was challenging, but knowing that Queen is on my side, that's how I made it. With, of course, with the Lord, but that's how I made it. With Queen by my side, she would.
So on this episode, we have a couple who has been with us previously, and we heard all about their love story. And if you have not listened to that episode, we will make sure and have that information available, because you want to start with the first one.
Yes,
you want to hear their love story, and how they started. And then we had an update, and it was so good to see them.
Yes.
Jay and Renee Linsom.
Yes.
Their names. You need to watch this episode. You need to listen, because if they can move through these things and still have a smile and be positive, then we all can learn from that.
They had trials and tribulation, even in dating.
Right. That's, you gotta listen to part one. It is amazing.
Episode, yes.
But we caught up with them. It was last year that we had them on, so we caught up with them. It's been a little over a year, and a few months. They have since celebrated their
4 years.
Yep,
4-year
anniversary. And so we were catching up with them, and you'll hear us reference it in the episode. But we had some we had a difficult time scheduling this time to record, and you'll hear why in the episode. But like I said, this is uplifting, encouraging for those of us who are married and who sometimes need that little lift to get over those moments.
Yeah, definitely.
This is definitely the one you need to
shout out to my man Jay.
Yep.
Man, you continue on your healing journey, brother. All right,
let's get into it.
Here we go.
All right, so it's been a year. Like I said, I had to look back. May 14th. 4 years. Congratulations.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
Tell us, first of all, who you are. We're not going to get into how you met and all of that awesome amazingness, because that means that the listeners have to go back to the first one.
That's right.
To hear the whole story.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
But if you would just introduce yourselves quickly, and then tell us a little bit about yourselves, and then we'll jump right in.
Okay. Go ahead, Queen. Ladies first.
Okay. I am Renee Linsom. I am, well, of course, I'm the wifey. And
she cued you in, Jay.
I'm Jerry, and I'm the husband, originally from Bridgeport, Connecticut. The oldest of 4 siblings. A minister, an encourager, an author. Yeah, that's me.
All right.
So I have mentioned that you all just a few months back celebrated 4 years of marriage. So how was the last year with marriage? And if you haven't heard their story, you need to go back and listen, because if ever there was a start to hear about, that's the start to hear about.
That's right.
And so hopefully each year starts to settle more and more.
Yes.
Man.
Well, You want to start off?
Go ahead, because it happened to you. I was there, but it
Well,
happened.
since the last time we saw you all, and we did this podcast, there's been some challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Um, been in the hospital,
Mm.
um, basically all of last year.
Oh wow.
Um, they found out I had CHF. It was a lot of pneumonia, a lot of things going on that we had some challenges last year. I was very, very upset that I wasn't able this year. We wasn't able even to spend our anniversary. We spent it together, but we spent it at the hospital. So I was in the
Oh.
Oh,
hospital again. So for
Uh oh.
me, it was challenging, but knowing that
Mm.
Queen is on my side, that's how I made it. With of course with the Lord, but that's how I made it. With Queen by my side, she would always be there. If I wanted her to stay the night, she would stay. If not, she'll go home and come back the next day. You know, it's been a lot, and I'm so grateful now. I had to have a minor surgery to where they had to put a device in my heart and in my near my lungs
Oh
mm.
wow.
to help my fluid and stuff. So I haven't been in the hospital in about almost 2 months now. So
Okay.
that's a
That's
plus right there,
right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So Queen,
Yeah.
how was it for you this last year?
Well, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Um, Last year, if there was a theme for last year, I would say it was in sickness and in health. I would say
Yes.
Mm.
that was the
Yeah.
theme for last year.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Um, it's one thing that is interesting to when you get married and you make the vows and everything, and but then there comes a time
Mm.
when those vows that you made, it's the test comes right along
Right.
with the vows. And so
Mm-hmm.
um I had gotten used to kind of Jay being in the hospital, here and there, and just being like, okay, all is good. We're going home, and all right, I'm figuring out what to make for dinner. But
Right.
last year it was constant, each and every month. Sometimes 2 weeks at a time, sometimes three. Sometimes I was like, whoa, it's trying for him, but it's trying for me. And I'm
Right.
sitting
Mm-hmm.
in my house because we moved and we moved to a different apartment, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, it surely is quiet around here.
Mhm.
Um, but it was very challenging. But I was like, maybe it's gonna be the day that he's gonna come home. Maybe it's today,
Right.
and it wouldn't be. But I just tried to stay as encouraged as possible. I tried to be like, okay, go to the gym, Renee. Um, do do some things for you so you don't kind of fall into a pit a little
Yeah.
bit.
Right.
But
Right.
but it worked, and I'm just grateful that Jay's still here, we still here, and we just stay trucking on. But last year was a
Mhm.
challenge, you guys. That was probably one of the most trying years I think we've had as a married couple.
Mhm.
It was through some trenches. It was through some trenches.
And it's so early. That's the you said
Right.
that you come to these challenges as a couple, but you two are still in the newlywed phase,
Yeah.
and the challenges started before before the marriage, and
Mm.
Right.
now you're still dealing with that. So that's something to think about, because like you said, in sickness and in health,
Yeah.
um, you just don't envision it to be something that's that life changing, or
Right.
that changes
Yeah.
your daily activities to that magnitude.
And you're thinking that this would be probably like down the line or something,
Right,
when you get older, like in your 70s or 80s, that you're gonna get sick or whatever.
right,
So
Mhm.
for me, it was challenging um to just be there and not do nothing. They,
right. Mm,
just they come in and out and say, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next, so it was, and it really wasn't that depressing because
yeah,
I had the queen there, and then had time to do ministry, to pray for folk, even people that would come in, nurses and stuff that would come in, minister to them. um we got a content on TikTok. I would keep myself busy from being depressed, because being in a
right,
hospital, just
Mhm.
laying in the bed for 2 to 3 weeks, that could be depressing, and they don't get you up. They don't, do therapy with you, so you're just laying in bed and you're tossing and turning just to do the normal daily thing that you do, as in cleaning up and all that stuff. So,
right.
Right.
um, so I'm glad that it wasn't depressing, because it could have been.
Right,
It could
Right.
have been.
absolutely.
It could have been. But knowing that, even some of the times it wasn't here where we was at. We had to travel
Mm,
almost an hour or something to go to a hospital. So Renee had to get to the point where, okay, let me pack a bag, because I'm not going back and forth. So it was
Yeah.
even a timing that we live in Moore County, Southern Pines. We had to go to Chapel Hill. We had to go to Hillsboro.
Mhm.
So, and we didn't stay like one day. We stayed like 2 or 3 days. So this was a timing that it was just challenging. But we made it through,
mm-hmm.
and we're still loving on each other, and yeah.
That's
So,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
what types of things, like, were there little routines that you developed in order to? I know both of you just spoke to how you did things individually to keep yourself uplifted. Were there things that the two of you did to help keep your maintain your connection and keep yourself upbeat as a couple?
Well, a lot of times, when she came in to greet me, we would of course greet each other, but before the day is over with, I would let her know things are gonna be all right. We're gonna get through,
Mhm.
just encouraging
Yeah.
her, because as a woman, no disrespect, but as being the weaker vessel, I, I had to, not just be like, woe is me.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
You
right.
see what I'm saying? I didn't have to. I sh- I didn't focus just on me, so we would really encourage each other. We would laugh. We would
Mhm.
listen. We would listen to music. We would, you know. I'm sorry, I'm doing all the talking. Go ahead, Renee. I'm just
Well,
excited. I'm just excited to talk about it, because it was challenging, but we
Mhm.
made it.
Uh,
Well, I mean, I think even before, we've been, even though we've been married for 4 years, but
Mhm.
we started our relationship not in person.
Right.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that was something that we kind of had to kind of kind of bring back a little bit, because
Mhm.
even when, the years that we didn't live in the same state, and we just kind of had to be like, hey, we would, do the video calls, or just be, or
Mhm.
sometimes
Right.
send each other something in our message and be like, hey, and sometimes he would tag me in something. It was just sometimes just those type of things, because that's where we started, was
Right.
just
So it was
that.
almost like that was training you.
Yeah, yeah,
preparing
yeah.
you for this.
Wow. Yes. True.
Absolutely.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are our roots.
And I tell you, and like the during the times when you guys were together, even in the hospital, and for those who, for our audience, we this number the third time we've tried to get
Mm-hmm.
together, record,
It's
had a meeting,
yeah.
and
Now, one of the times we had an
oh
issue.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, we had the issue,
we
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
And
but
I feel bad.
yeah, I felt so bad. I'm like, dang, Jay been fighting hard. They canceled on us because Jay had to go to the hospital, but they're fighting hard. So then it's on us. So we felt real bad about that. But during, even though, you guys made it through those storms, I mean, and I guess we can just call them mini storms right now. But
Yes.
as far as the future, how are you guys dealing with that? Are you guys still planning on the future as far as having any children, or is that like, have y'all put that on pause, or where are you guys in that?
I would imagine future planning is just day by day when you've had a year like y'all have had.
think we necessarily put it on pause. I know I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, because we've received a lot of different words, a lot of prophecy has gone forth, and I'm like, okay. And I think at first I was like, we were early in our marriage, and I was like, ooh, okay, all right. But I told Jay, I said I'm not going to really trip about it. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. So I
Mm-hmm.
know some other people will be like, well, I better hurry up. I was like, this don't have nothing to do with me. I'm the body that the child is going to be in, but it's all in God's
Mhm.
time when it's
Mm-hmm.
going to
Right.
happen. But we talked about it, and I'm like, Lord, this could be a trip because Jay is a character, and so am I. And I'm like, what is this kid
Exactly.
gonna be like? But it's all about just um staying present. I've been staying present a lot, not really thinking about, well,
Mm-hmm.
what happens if we don't, or what. I'm just
That's
like,
good.
hey,
That's good. Yes.
it's gonna be all right.
There
Yes.
We
you
just
go.
gonna,
There you
when the baby comes, when we get pregnant, hey, okay, that's gonna be awesome. But I'm just enjoying being a wife, and
Right.
all the things that come with that, the adventures that I get to have, because he is an adventure. He is.
So for
I just
me, go
and
ahead, Jay.
and I remember this from before. I see it on social media posts, the
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
outlook, the excitement, the
Mm.
like that's beautiful. And um I need a little bit of that. I need a little bit of that because as y'all sit here and tell us about the previous year that you had, y'all are still upbeat and positive,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I love that. Um, so and this year our theme for the year has been divorce proofing your marriage,
Oh,
and
Mm-hmm.
the two of you have had, like you said, it was a rough
Mm.
year. You've been
Mm-hmm.
through all these health issues. You've been separated. So I feel like the two of you have kind of moved past that hump. Y'all have gotten a lot of relationship into a few years
Oh
because
yes.
there's
Oh
been a
yes.
lot that a lot of people wouldn't have been able to deal with.
And that is so true because
That's
I I think
I'm impressed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm impressed.
I
So
told Queen
I
the other
know
day.
in your the little information form you mentioned that you two were working on a second book. I know that Renee, you write, Jay, you write. So you were talking about a little one. I know that little one will have the gift of words, but
Mm.
tell us, has that gift come into play when it comes to? I know for us, we have the podcast, we have things going on, and it's like we can have a rough day, we can have a rough
Yeah.
time, but once we start working together on these things, it helps us so much. How does that come into play to help you cope and deal with everything.
Okay, Queen.
Or does y'all, that might be pushed to the side.
Okay, Queen. I'm wanting the child, but it's like, okay, when it comes, it comes, because
Mm,
by me being older, by
mm,
being 55 and haven't had a child yet, even though I raised one of my stepsons, so but
uh,
it's like, you're getting older, but if God said it's gonna be a junior, then it's gonna be a junior. I just have to wait and see whenever that junior comes. Hey, I may
oh,
be like Abraham. I may be 90 something.
Oh gosh.
there you go.
Oh gosh.
But as the future, what we see as the future, um,
Mm,
Renee is doing her business, and mainly right now I'm trying to network with more people to do more writing, do more podcasts and stuff like that. So right now I'm just laid low because of everything that
Right,
has happened.
right,
right.
yes.
I just the yeah, like your joy, your happiness, your willing to shift and switch gears. I appreciate that so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
That's um and not so much in our relationship, but just in general for me. That's a hard thing for me. That's something that I'm constantly working on. So I love to see the positive energy and the love and the um upbeat spirit that you both have. So
To God be
how
the
had
glory.
have there been I know that when we spoke about the coming together and getting married, there was some contention with some extended family and people within your circle. Have you found that in time people have begun to accept and rally around the two of you?
Um,
Have we started the rally on this
but really, it's some people we just left alone. You know,
Okay. Look,
there's
uh,
sometimes there's people that be in your circle and that they're not there for a long time.
right,
that's
right.
right, that's
So
right.
a lot of those that were there, they're not here now.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm,
So
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
we're connected more to different people. Um, and basically we stay to ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
Right,
I
Yeah,
believe that's the main thing that's good, because when you stay to yourselves, and you won't have a whole lot of issues.
right,
right.
right. We look,
You understand that?
we agree.
So yeah,
We
sometimes you have to
agree.
keep even with family. Sometimes you have to keep them at a distance. Yeah.
That's it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's real. Because they can be planners of toxicity in your relationship and
Very
putting stuff in
toxic. Yes,
your
sir.
head. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you definitely want to try to thwart all that, regardless of who it is. So
Right.
And
definitely agree with that.
a lot of times people want to be like, well, if I was you, I would do this. And a lot of times some of those people they oh and a lot of times some of those people they haven't um either they're not married or
Yep.
they
Yeah,
or they're divorced or and I'm just like, okay, I try not to be rude, but I'm also like, I'm not putting this, I'm not putting this in our marriage because it's not. Mm-mm. But
Right.
we had to decide pretty early into our relationship. I said, Jay, we got to decide that no matter what other people say, that we're gonna stay together. I was like, we have to, and we had to get that straight really early
Mhm.
because there were people from the start that was like, you don't know nothing about her. You don't know nothing about him.
Right.
He could, that wheelchair could just be a ploy. He might, get out that wheelchair and try to beat you up. And I'm thinking, I wish he would try to roll up on me. He walk over, he'll really be limping back because I ain't no little woman. But I'm not but sometimes you have to go there.
So then the challenges of being I don't call it disability, I call it the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So some of if you listen back to the first podcast, you understand that I'm in a wheelchair. So
Yes.
the challenges of how you gonna take care of him, and it just was a lot. But me and her stuck together to where
Right.
really we don't put. I'm learning in marriage, you don't put everybody in your business.
Oh no,
Mm-mm.
That's right.
that's a recipe for
Nope.
disaster.
And sometimes
Right.
even you respect your leader, but not even your
Right.
preacher. Some things is just husband and wife that you have to really talk. Now, there's times when you got to have therapy. There's times you're going to have counseling
Right.
or a session with the
Right.
pastor or whatever like that. But mainly, if me and Renee is to the point that we talk it out, we don't need nobody else in that section, in that area.
Right.
Come on, that's right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And that's, it's funny because if something had happened after you two were married and you were in a wheelchair, then people would have a fit if she said, well, I'm not taking care
Yeah.
of you. Right. So the timing has nothing to do with whether or not you'll be successful in your marriage. And that's one thing that we learned is that we keep people out and work on what works best between the two of us.
And also, Renee, the next time somebody says, I wouldn't if I were you, to say, well, you don't have to.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, imagine if it were, something that happened after, people would call you everything but a child of God if you left. So, I just, the level of commitment, that's something that I shouldn't say we don't see a lot, because we see it, but on social media, you see posts and you see videos of people talking about leaving for much less than the sickness and things like that. And so that level of commitment, we don't see that online, and that's not what people share a lot, is that commitment.
That's right. That's right. Look at him. That's what I'm talking about. CJ. I know a lot of times. I know a lot of times with the older generation. A lot of the men in the older generation. They want to chase them young girls. You know what I'm saying? Them young ones. You know what I'm saying? But, I feel like one of the young ones would have left you a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
These new humans.
These new humans different.
They're different. The new humans are different. But
you have to make a choice.
Right.
What is going to be what you're gonna do. I have my own thoughts when Jay told me I'm in a wheelchair, and I thought, okay, what does that look like for me? Is this even something that I want to entertain? Is this okay? If I go into this relationship, this means X, Y, and Z. Am I cool with that? And I had to ask myself all those difficult questions, and I didn't even tell Jay about it. I just had to have that talk with me and be like, "Are you cool with this, Renee? Because this is you. If this is what you choose to do." And but a lot of times it's easy for people to be on social media and see couples and be like, "Oh man, okay, all right," but you have to make a choice that you're going to be with someone not just when it's sunny,
Right.
Right.
For as much as for these 4 years, there's been a whole lot of rain, and a
Right.
couple felt like typhoons. Some of them, because I was like, my God,
Thank God for an umbrella.
I know that's right.
That's right.
And
That's
thank
right.
Yeah.
God that we've made a choice to be like, okay. You know, if it rains here or if it typhoons the next day, we still in it till the wheels come off,
Look,
Yep.
we've
and
been through
that's the
that.
discussion.
This is
Yep,
what
we've been through that. Hmm.
this is what I truly love. I told Renee, and it's going by what King Byron was talking about. I told Renee at any time you could leave me because you're younger. And I thank
Mm.
God that you have a mind of not just on, oh, I got to take care of him. You know, I got to be at the hospital with him. I got to be his nurse. I got to be his chauffeur. I got to da 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 da.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? All these da da das, but she's in it for the long run. And that's
Yes.
where even, there's some women that will call and or they'll text me and be like, well, I don't want to disrespect your wife. I said, listen, my wife knows that I'm not going nowhere.
Mm.
Mm.
If this is about ministry, there's going to be even people have called her and said, well, I need to talk to Prophet Jay. She's like, well, go ahead, go talk to him. Why are you telling me for?
Hmm. Right.
Because we
Right.
know that we're not going nowhere. You know,
That's
Right.
right.
she may see handsome men, and I know she do. I may see beautiful women, but it's to the point that our love is so connected that we don't have time to be thinking about jumping the fence.
That's
Right.
right.
And
That's right.
frankly, that whole idea sounds relatively really gross. And
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
not to mention in this day and age, very unsanitary.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it's just different. It's a few years back he said something about not wanting anybody else because he'd have to learn what they want from McDonald's. I'd have to learn all this
Mhm.
stuff. And I was like, you're supposed to say you wouldn't want anybody else because you love me so much. And then fast forward about a year, and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. I don't want to have to learn someone else all over again.
I know that's right. Because I
I'm
know
telling you.
his breakfast order. I sure do.
Right. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to
So
pick that up later on.
what kind of advice for a couple that gets married and then all of a sudden the bottom falls out and the typhoons come early into it? What kind of advice do you have in terms of getting through those things, but also getting through those things while continuing to build that
And staying
connection?
connected. Yes.
Know first of all that you have to have a faith based. Prayer has really helped a whole lot. So I would say praying and staying, like we said earlier, not let everybody in your business, but
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
staying connected to one another, talk to one another. If it's there's gonna be bad days. There's
Right.
gonna be days that I may get on her nerves. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's to the point that if you talk about it, you know not to do that again. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so I would say to people, um basically hold on to what you got
Yep. Yep.
because the best thing you got is what you have, your wife or your spouse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And through that timing, y'all talk. That's what the bond makes it more better is when you talk.
Right.
So
Right.
Whoa. What I get.
Oh, you're fine.
That's what I get. Excuse me, guys. But
Mm,
I would say that if you if your marriage it seems like it's a typhoon that it's rainy, make sure make sure that your foundation is not rainy or on a typhoon.
right. I like.
We
Yes.
have been through some things, but the one thing that I can say honestly is that our foundation has not cracked because
Uh,
we made sure that that was what we were going to do even when we were just coming into our relationship. We was like, hey, we talked about everything,
Mm-hmm.
even the ugly things that you don't necessarily want to talk about, that is
Right.
right.
needed to talk about. Not every
Mm-hmm.
discussion we've had was like, "Oh, I love you so much. What are we having for
Yeah.
dinner? I want some brownies. I don't even want no chicken. I just want some brownies." Not every talk was a. Some talks it was like, "Yo, I was like, dude, you stressing me out." And he was like, "You stressing me out."
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
and then we had to be like, okay, okay, now that we know, what are we
Mm,
gonna
Uh-huh.
do about it? So
right. Yes.
make
Yes.
sure that your foundation is not cracked. Make sure that you are talking about the things, even the things that you're like, I don't know. Have those discussions.
Yes.
You'll be
Right.
better for it,
Right.
Yes.
and both
Right.
of you will actually be like, man, okay, all right, we talked about it, and now we can continue to move forward. So, um,
Mhm.
always know that some days in marriage is going to be rainy. It's going to be, it's going to be what it is. But it's when it's right and when it's aligned with when you're equally yoked,
Mm,
everything will
Yes.
continue to work out, even when things are not on the outside are not working out,
right.
but the foundation is still great. So, um,
Yes.
I love that.
continue to stay encouraged and know that
Mm,
it's not just
Mhm.
something like, oh, I messed up, blah blah blah. That's why things is happening. No, it's
no.
because things that are good and are always going to be tried, even when
Yeah.
things are good.
Yeah.
Gold is tried.
Mm,
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so when you have a jewel of a person, you do not give that up for anything.
no.
Yes.
So,
Also, I would
Mhm.
say this to the men because a lot of times, men is like, I'm the, me Tarzan, I'm the boss.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
What says, what I say goes. But sometimes you have to be that umbrella for her and to secure her and to let her know, listen, this is this is the timing that we're going through this, but we're gonna, encourage her because sometimes the woman is like I said earlier, and I don't mean to say it that way, but I do mean to say it, is the weaker vessel. So we as the men have to really have that umbrella that she could stand up under, and
That's right.
knowing that she's gonna be all right.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? A lot of times we have talked about business, and sometimes business is not the way she wanted to go. But by me being the husband, I have to still put that encourage her and still push her to that area to where she
Mhm.
Yes.
can
Mhm.
grow more and more. Because sometimes when a wife is doing it all like she does, she get tired easily.
Mhm. Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? That sometimes it
Yes.
can be
Yes.
tired mentally,
Mhm.
Hmm.
spiritually, physically. So as that man and as that king, he's the one that needs to have that safety net to say, hey, we're in this together and we're gonna make it. We cannot
Right.
let nothing stop what we have. Our
Right.
foundation cannot be broken because we're on that fact. We build it. We build these 4 years. We build it. We didn't just do it for nothing.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
A fact.
It makes all the difference. Makes all the
Yes.
difference when you know that somebody has your
Mm,
back with it. Oh,
most definitely. And that's the thing. Like, sometimes you have to tell her, hey, it's gonna be all right, even if you're not sure that it's
That's
gonna be all right. But you have
that's
to
a
tell
good
her
one,
that.
Mr. Byron.
That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
That's a
You
good
know what
one
I
right
mean?
there. Because in marriage, I see a lot of financial challenges,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we have that. And I let her know, listen, we gonna make it
yep.
because
That's right.
if it's to the point that I'm go spiritual for a minute. If it's to the point that he say he'll supply your every need, he'll supply your every need.
We thank you both.
Yes.
It
Thank
was
you both for your
it
time.
was like we were
Y'all
trying to
too.
catch each
Thank
other.
you.
Um, and we definitely will continue to stay in touch and we'll have you back for another update. Jay, we wish you continued
Yes.
Thank
Praying for
you.
your health,
Thank
brother.
you.
and we just, like I said, the positive energy and the outlook that you have, I need a little
Yeah.
bit of
You
that to
guys
help
are
me.
definitely showing how to divorce proof your marriage
Absolutely.
with everything you guys said and everything you guys show. And that is a testament to you guys. So my hat's off to you too for hanging in there and
Thank you
fighting
very
and
much.
continuing to fight, man. Another great one, y'all. I'll tell
Yeah.
you. Oh man, just seeing those two, the joy. Renee kept leaning into him.
Yeah. Yeah.
She loved her man. I tell you, that
That's, and
is.
it's just like, it's a testament to commitment and to a
Yeah.
relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They had a rough start.
Yeah.
They had outside forces trying to keep them from moving
Yeah.
forward. And this past year,
People telling them they didn't need to get together.
mm-hmm,
Family members, friends,
yeah,
leaders, church leaders telling them they might not want to do this, and they doing it, and
yeah,
they together,
yeah,
and that's, it was interesting when she said something about immediately, like when we first started recording, I was like, this is a testament to in sickness and health.
yeah,
And then when she said it in the
yeah.
recording, I was like, oh yeah, definitely.
And it's nothing that you anticipate,
No.
especially.
Mm.
I mean, there were health issues,
Yeah.
yes, but you still don't anticipate that the better part of a year, your partner is
Yeah.
going to be
And yeah.
hospitalized and have these things, especially when you're on the younger side and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm just, and the smile and the positivity
Yeah.
and the joy. I'm so thankful that they found each other and that we found them to be able to
Yeah.
hear their
Yeah.
story and to see their growth.
And just, for him, like you said, to be the man, and, knowing that I have to, I'm the head, so I have to encourage her and keep her lifted up. Even when he's feeling down, I know he was feeling down, but he had to, spark up a little bit and, find his joy. And if anything, that's for a man for a man to be in a normal situation and to find joy sometimes is difficult. So if that brother can find joy and encourages his wife and, just continue to fight, man, I I ain't got no excuse. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a great conversation.
Yes, and
Great
we'll make
conversation.
sure to include a link to their first
Oh yeah.
episode
You
so
got to
that if
watch
you
the
haven't
first
heard
episode.
their
Yes,
love
definitely.
story, because
Yeah.
I'd venture to say that this year that they have just had ain't nothing
I
on
thought
how
that.
they
Look,
started.
yeah,
How
yeah,
they started prepared them
yeah.
for
It sure
this
did.
year.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure and include that and include Renee's information in terms of her business and things. And
Yes.
we just ask that you continue to keep Jay and Renee in your thoughts and prayers.
Yes.
And be encouraged by their story.
There you go. All right. Until next time, we will holler at y'all.